Hello everybody and welcome back. We are in X-Plane today. I just picked up the SR20, so we're gonna go have some fun and fly that. Okay, hope you guys are ready for the excitement. I most certainly am. So first thing we gotta do is get some power on. Let's turn battery on. That's battery. Those are located right there. Wait for this to start up. We need this page. We're going to click on checklist. Let's see. Pre-flight inspection, complete, weight and balance, complete-ish, emergency passenger seat belts. Good. So, external power, don't need. Brakes, hold those. Battery master is on because we needed them to get this checklist up. Strobe lights are coming on. Let's go strobe. We're also gonna go with the attitude gyro flag. Not in view, so we're good there. Actually, before we get too far, make sure all the controls actually work. Cool. We are good there. So, the next one is mixture full rich. That is that little red lever down there. Power level full forward, and then we're going to prime to boost. So power full forward, prime. Doesn't say for how long. Swap that up to boost. Come back down to quarter power for startup. No. Yes. So only a quarter of an inch. Then ignition. Start and release after, then we're going to retard the power level to maintain 1000 RPM. So, here's the ignition. Ignition started. Gotta hold the brakes, that's important. And then we're going to pull it back to 1000 RPM. Good enough. Okay, next one. Oil pressure's good. Power good. Vacuum's good. Altitude master switches on. Those are both located right here. Perfect. Alright. Fuel pump is on. Ignition, power level, oil pressure, avionics. We're going to turn those on. Yeah, they were already on. Back to our checklist. External power is not connected. And that's the end of page 1. Flaps are going to go up to 0%. Those are over here. Flaps are up. Verified. Look out, flaps are up. Perfect. Radios and avionics, we're going to ignore for this flight. Fuel selector, switch tank, just in case we burn through a whole bunch. Still have good pressure. And next, taxi checklist. Parking brake disengaged. Definitely disengaged. I think it's down here. Yeah. So brakes on, parking brake disengaged. Brakes, give a little bit of slight forward, and then hit the brakes. We're good. Attitude, turn coordinator, all those are good and golden. Doors, caps handle, that's above. Don't click it, it will go off. Seatbelt's good. Fuel quantity. What fuel do we have? Gallons, 15 in each. So we're good on that. We're doing 2.2 gallons per hour, that's fine. Fuel pump is in boost. Let's put that to on. Flaps we're going to set 50. So actually fuel quantity is good. We're on the fullest tank. Oh, good lord. I'm not sure I'm a fan of how they did that. It's weird. It's very weird. Useful but weird. So we are going to get our taxi going. We're gonna head around. We're in Colorado Springs General Aviation. We're going to go over here and fly to, or fine, I'll bring it up. This ain't dangerous. KFLY. Enter. Get rid of this because we're about to come up to a turn. Wow, thanks for doing 7 knots. Cool. Ooh. It's a lot more than a jet does to turn. How strange. Also, there's quite a lot of P factor. I'm not sure that's realistic, but we'll use it. Not sure which way that's going as far as wind, but that's fine. Maintain center line, and we're gonna finish this. Let's go clear. There's our flight plan. There's the flight plan. So we've got our compass heading, and we're all good there. So checklist again. And we're not gonna fly autopilot on this one. A, because it's a pretty short, simple, easy flight. And B, because we don't really need it. Alright, we're going to actually turn navigation, beacon, and panel lights on. Taxi lights are on as well. Fuel pump's going to go on. Pitot heat's on as well. That'll be good for now. Mixture is coming back just a smidgen, just because we're at such high altitude. A little more gas, or else we could be here for a long time. Get our good pilot going and maintain center line. Not as important right now, just because of how wide this thing is, but if we ever fly the tube liners, we're gonna need to know. And I'm actually gonna go up here, column 1, 22125.0. Nope, wrong weather. 1255 then. No. 120. What was it? My charts are all behind me. I'm supposed to know this. Oh well. We don't need ATIS, we'll just guess. Ooh boy, this thing's got some touchy brakes. Technically we were supposed to hold short there, but that's okay. We'll leave it like that. Alright, back to our checklist. We have, we're back at idle, we don't need that. Flaps at 50%. And check. Visually, flaps are down. We are set 50%. Come back up here. Autopilot don't care. Navigation, radios, GPS also don't care. Brakes hold. Power level 1700 RPM. Do a quick run up. Alright, that should stabilize right around 1700. Alternator. Pitot heat, navigation lights, landing lights. Pitot heat. Okay. Well, everything's pretty much in the green. Pitot heat we're going to turn off because it's not too cold outside right now. Somewhere around 0 Celsius. Navigation don't care. Next one. Before takeoff, landing lights on. Magnetos, both on. We're going to do a quick check, make sure we get a mag drop. And we did. Back to both. We're looking up here in the power RPM. Sorry, in the RPM. Go back to the left. Got a drop, acceptable. Back over to both. Engine's good. Power level back to 1,000 RPM. Vacuum's good. Flight instruments are all set. They are free and correct. We're looking at the stick down there. Trim is set. Takeoff, I think. We're gonna actually hit back and go trims. Takeoff, takeoff. Flaps are set for takeoff. Perfect. Open the checklist. Oh, I can actually move that. That's helpful. Very helpful, actually. Alright, normal takeoff is going to be brakes, release, steer with the rudder only. Power level is full forward. Engine parameters, make sure they're all in the green. Elevator at 65 to 70, we're going to pull back at 85. We're going to do flaps up. So 65 to 70, 85. Alright, hope you guys are ready. First takeoff. No practice runs, nothing. I don't know how this thing's going to fly, but we are most certainly going to figure it out. I'm going to do one quick change though. I want you, wow there. Wind is 153 at 14, so we chose the right one. Transponder is going to go VFR, altitude, VFR, 1200. We're going to change our CDI to GPS. Call that good. It's the GPS that I really wanted. Look left, look right. Good enough. Now as we roll on, we're going to do center line. And one potato. Nope, didn't hold it. One potato, two potato, three potato. We're on center line. Full forwards. Nice and smooth and easy all the way up. It's a little twitchy, kind of overcorrecting. We're looking for 65 to 70. Light, so there's 65, pulling back gently. We're off the ground. There's 70 knots. Wow, this thing climbs nicely. Gear up. No gear controls? Okay. Gonna level off just a little bit. And for whatever reason, we're on standard barrel. Trim, we're at 80 knots, flaps up. This thing is kind of hard to read. Alright. This thing is just easy to fly, jeez. Let's go over, change our heading bug. It's on course. About 90 knots in the climb. We are good there. Let's go next. Checklist for a short field takeoff. Don't care. We are not 1,000 feet above the ground, but we'll get there. For the climb, engine power, climb power sets. What is climb power? Max. Okay, we're just gonna climb at max. Max is good enough for me right now. Drifting a lot. We're going to start our turn. We're going to go out to the left, a 30-degree turn. Continue to gain altitude. Alright, flaps, mixture full. You have to lean it as it goes out. Fuel pump actually turns off. Interesting. Next, we're going to line up with our GPS heading. For cruise, we're not really going to get there. Descent, again, not really going to get there. Before landing, seatbelts, fuel pump, mixture, rich. Flaps are going to be as required, so we're going to set 5,200. Autopilot, disengage for landing. Bulked landing or go around. Okay, I just want standard landing. Okay, before landing. fly just normal. So we just kind of continue on flying. I'm going to lean out the mixture just a little bit so we've got a little extra power. We want to stay within all the right parameters. We are burning, what is that, 13 gallons an hour? 14 gallons per hour. And we're going to fly back out to Meadow Lake today. Not a super long, not a super complicated flight, but should be fun. So yeah, nice and exciting, eh? Well, while it's flying, since it's trimmed, let's get rid of that reverb of sound that you guys probably have. I'm going to put on some headphones. Perfect, that's much better. Alright. We are... Where out are we? So, one of the subscribers that's actually probably watching one of these videos, he actually reached out to me and asked if I wanted an updated version of Meadow Lake Airport, since he has flown in there before and he's got an updated version. So of course I naturally said yes. So we are going to fly into the current version of Meadow Lake Airport. Now it's not complete, but it is current. Well, it's what he has right now. That's not to say there will guaranteed be updates or that there needs to be updates, but I'm definitely appreciative of what he has so far. There's KFLY, it should be right over there. We're just going to kind of trim to maintain about 9,000. I should grab charts and stuff, but we're fine. Nothing could go wrong, right? Good enough. I like this perspective. This is actually going to become my default. We are below 10,000 feet, so we're actually going to leave the landing lights on for this entire flight. We're cruising at 100 knots. Flaps are up. Here is up as they get, because they don't come up. And we're just going to kind of look around the cockpit. See if there's anything exciting. Ooh, it sounds funny. Sounds weird. I do like the little winglets. Those are always quite fun. Turn on some AC. It was actually warm today in Colorado. Go figure. I'm guessing this is our airport, somewhere over in this area. So we're going to turn just a little left. See if we can't get our airplane lined up on heading with that guy. Fly about 10,000. Just go altitude 10,000. Let's do a altitude hold. Kick an autopilot. We're going to do a vertical speed climb. Nope. Down 100 foot a minute. And we're going to tune heading roughly that away. So we're going to punch in Alright, we're going to put heading, and that's going to be 020. Should have waited to kick that in. Now that we actually have the airport in sight, that looks like it right there. Maybe not. Seems quite left of us. Alright. Autopilot disengage. look for that airport, which is probably right there. Called it. It's right there. So, we're going to level out. We're going to pull power back. It says flaps as required, but we'll see. And it also does have flap speeds down there. So we want to go, flap speeds are at 150 and 110. I don't know what gear speeds are. Gear doesn't come down. Gotta stop doing that. 150 and 110. Let's go flaps. First one. What? No, I didn't. It's 150 and 110. 150. Fine, we're landing with no flaps, I guess, because I just broke them. Yeah, we only have left flaps. So we are going to be landing quite quick. I'm having to use a lot of back pressure. We're actually going to pull the nose up a little bit. Also going to scroll out a little bit. I don't think it's that I'm losing elevator authority. I think it's that something broke. That's definitely a problem. Jeez. Do not stall this aircraft. It doesn't like it. We're going to come in about 80 knots, just because it doesn't like anything less. There's the airfield. Nose down a little bit. Come a little right. Something's definitely broken. I'll have to get out and look in a little bit. Thought I was following the flap speed. Little did I know. Normally this is where I would extend flaps and come out a little bit, but apparently we're diving for the runway. Got its own little pappy there. Make sure we are lined up on the right airport, and we are. Yes. Nope. Wrong one. Gear, undercarriage, mixture, prop, there isn't one, and passengers are seated, everybody's down. Seat belts are also attached. I'm gonna come a little left. A little more power. Getting a little slow. Scroll in a little bit so we can, you know, see. Having to use a lot of left roll, which means we have some serious problems on the right side. Looks like we have a 14 knot direct headwind. So the hangars, some trees, that's Judge Orr Road right there. Starting to come in on glide slope. We're a little right. There's glide slope. Trim it back just a little bit. Just a smidgen of power so we can maintain that 80 knots. A little right. We need to correct this. A little low now. There's the fuel pumps. We're right over the runway, so cutting power, coming a little left. Okay, need to come a lot left. Not my best landing. Let's let the nose come down, but not too far. We basically just did a soft field landing. We might have also landed on the tail. Is that a problem? Could be a problem. Alright, let's pull over. Go over to next to the gas pumps. Ooh boy. A little sensitive on the brakes. Pull off on Alpha 4. Maybe we should go tour some of the hangars instead of... Oh, look, there's that runway. So that's a little tiny runway for things like the gyrocopters, UAVs. The gliders don't use it. They land next to the primary runway a little bit over. There are, in fact, a whole bunch of buildings and stuff over here. Normally, off to your right, there's a whole lot of hangars over here as well, I believe. I think so. There's hangars all over this place. And then on the left side, over there, there's normally some buildings across the runway. I don't remember the taxiway being this small. Probably is. I'm just definitely not used to it. Especially with the broken aircraft. Although that doesn't really apply too much on the ground. Yeah. So he did say that he was using the generic flight sim stuff. He's not building any custom models. That way anybody can download it and use it. That probably also eases and makes it a little easier to develop. So realistically, it's probably going to stay... Woo! Sensitive. Probably going to stay using all the common models. Like normally in front of us, those are T hangars, where it's actually just a T and the tail goes back in the T. They're really small, they're relatively cheap, etc. Ooh, pretty aircraft. Not running into the pumps. And now we can refuel. Oh, that sounds weird. I'm only getting sound in one ear. That sounds weird. But I think we are actually going to do a shutdown and see what's broken. Actually, just look out the window. Oh, we're missing the entire elevator. Or the entire flap. That would be a problem. Okay. Engaging the parking brake. Which for some reason you can't do with any amount of actual brakes. Checklist for shutdown. After landing, power for 1,000. It's a little far over. Flaps are up, transponder to standby. Let's go transponder. Standby. Cool. Now nobody knows we're here. Lights, we do not need. Landing taxi. Don't need yep, we need panel lights. Weird. Next. Heater heat's off. De-ice is off. Fuel pump's actually off. Avionics master we're going to leave on for now. Shutdown. Fuel pump off. Throttle idle. Mixture to... Sorry. Ignition switch cycle. We're going to cut that. Mixture is to cut off. All switches are off. We're going to wait just a second on that one. We'll turn off the alt ones. Navigation, oh, we need panel. Beacon, navigation, and strobe are all now off. Then we need magnetos off, so we should have waited on that one. ELT, make sure that that's turned off. ELT is actually down here, but next to your legs. We're going to turn that. There's an on, there's an arm, and a test. So we want that to arm/off. Double check that. Then we're going to turn off, let's see if there's another page. There's not. So we're going to turn off everything else. Then we're going to place wheel chocks, open the cargo door, the pilot door, the co-pilot door. Yeah. Then we're going to go and do a view, external, chase, and as I try and look around, it's the other one. Chase. Ain't she pretty? See, now I want one. This is not where you're supposed to die down. Not next to fuel pumps, but while we're here, it's okay. It's pretty. I want one, but these things are almost $1 million. You can find them for the older ones, like $500,000 down to about $250,000. That's a lot of money. Yeah, in case you didn't notice, we're missing an L, or a flap, so we're gonna put those out a little lower, slower. Good try. Well, hope you guys enjoyed me figuring out the flap speed is not as published, but other than that, hopefully you guys had fun. So, thanks for joining me in this nice little SR22, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.